What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Emporium's Amazon Prime original review of Master. This film is directed by Mariama Diallo. Now, before we begin, if you like this channel, awesome, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome, hit that like button as well as commenting below on any video that you watch, including this one. So Master is a film that it follows predominantly two African-American individuals. One's played by Regina Hall, who plays Gail Phillips, who has now become the first African-American individual to take over the Master of Residence Hall. And then we have Jasmine, who is played by Zoe Renee, who is a freshman student, but one of the minority individuals as an African-American student in a predominantly white cultured university that is prestigious like Harvard in a lot of respects. But as this movie plays out, the cracks in this university start showing. The nature of how this university kind of looks upon a different, ethnicity or different race, and how that affects the overarching narrative in a world that is completely unraveled by just stupidity and all kinds of insane natured stuff, as horrifying graphic imagery, which really, goes into what the director is trying to say. So it's very much in the veins of like a Get Out or something like that in a lot of respects. And so this was a film that was already picked up by Amazon Prime Original. It actually was at Sundance Film Festival, which I unfortunately wasn't able to see. But it's a movie that, for the most part, is getting pretty decent reviews. It's a first-time featurette directorial effort for Mariama, and it really is a movie that a lot of people say has a lot of messages and was trying to specifically show what America is like in not only today, but what it's like in the past and how things haven't changed. And I was all on board with that kind of thing. I always like movies with messages and movies trying to explain and enhance a situation that really is a problematic thing, especially in America. So I went in this movie really optimistic that I was really going to enjoy it, that I was going to get the messages and feel like, I could learn something out of it and also enjoy myself with a good horror film in a lot of respects. That's what I love about Get Out, is the messages are there, but it also has a great story to it. So with that said, it's premiering at the Miami Film Festival as well before it premieres on Amazon Prime. And for the most part, I really did enjoy this film. I think the first 2/3 of this movie are actually quite effective in what they're trying to do. This movie is trying to say something. It's trying to say something about the whole situational ideas in America and how, even though we're trying to be progressive and we're trying to be forward thinking, we always seem to, for the most part, fall back on problematic situations and areas and things that happen, and it becomes really kind of unnerving, unsettling just on that nature alone. Plus there's really interesting kind of visuals with like how this character of Jasmine sleepwalks, things she starts seeing, how this room is affecting her, and how the school, you watch individuals in the school and they're like mimicking the problematic areas of white culture and the problematic areas of just culture in general. And I really thought that was effective to see this young girl experience this. And I wouldn't say I was like enjoying the experience of what Jasmine was going through in this movie, but I really understood, and kind of it makes a lot of sense when you think about it. And on top of that, Regina Hall's character is just, the way she goes into this movie and the way she concludes in this movie, it's just such an interesting turn for a character, and just to have to experience what she's experiencing. And I'm trying not to spoil anything because it does go places which are really kind of effective in its own right. But I think Regina Hall does a pretty decent job in this movie. I think she does an effective job of just portraying the individual that wants to make a change, but can she make a change? That's the question of the movie. But there's a character played by Amber Gray who plays Liv, who has a fascinating story. That she has known Gail Phillips for a while because Gail Phillips went to the school, but it also has an interesting effect on Jasmine's character because she sees things in a very different light than Liv's character. But there's something that happens, which I won't spoil, near the end of this movie that really kind of has a really interesting effect to the whole situation at hand. And on top of that, you watch just how this movie plays out, and how an individual or a body of individuals really don't get what the plight is, or don't get the understanding of the whole situation. I thought that was a really interesting kind of way to tell a story. And like I said, it's very similar in this narrative of not just like, of Get Out in a lot of ways, where it doesn't, say that this person is going to like put themselves in this body of this African-American individual, but just the idea of just how we want to be like a different culture, but we don't understand that culture in a lot of respects. So we are just kind of skin deep instead of being explain kind of in the nutshell, in the terms and realms of that whole entire situation. And that's when it becomes problematic. That's when the whole nature of just not understanding what you're doing or what you're inspiring and using it in wrong effects can be a major horrifying situation in a lot of aspects. Now, I did say the first 2/3 of this movie are very effective. I would say 3/4 of this movie are pretty effective in what it's trying to do, the visuals, the horrifying nature, the concepts and ideas of what the director is trying to say. But the shock value that this movie goes for at the end and kind of the twists and turns make this movie's message a little muddled, to be fairly honest. It becomes so dark and so dour that I feel like it is trying too hard to throw its message out, but I think that it's really just kind of losing its way along the way in that aspects. And like I said, it is very shocking what happens near the end of this movie, but I just feel like it may be a little too much, to be fairly honest. That's just me coming from my view of this film itself, but maybe other people will feel differently. I know a lot of people do like this film, but I just feel like that ending just kind of, it went so strong and so head first into the nature of what it's trying to present, that I just didn't feel like it worked, to be fairly honest. It's effective, but I just feel like it's missing a little something in the run of its story. So that's just my personal opinion. Like I said, everybody else might have a different opinion on that. So overall, for the most part, pretty much most of the movie I really enjoyed. I just had a little problems with the ending. So anyways, that's where I lie on this film, which is Master, which once again premieres on Amazon Prime Original Video. Anyways, in the comments below, what did you think of this movie? If you've seen it at Sundance or you've seen it at the Miami Film Festival, did you enjoy it? Is it something that you felt was very effective? What did you think of the ending? All that good stuff. But with that said, thank you so much. If you like what you see on this video, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button, and as always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.